coming in. Say hello. What's up, Facebook, YouTube? Welcome into the building. Oh, I look a little dark over here, but it's all good. We're still gonna roll with it. How is everyone doing? Let me pull up the comments here on my phone. How is everyone doing? Hello, hello, hello. As you come in, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Your girl actually do want to juice. So we're going to be talking and I'm going to be juicing at the same time. Let me go get my mix out the refrigerator. Say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. So I have some pineapples. Thank you so much for getting your club entry. I have some pineapples. I have some nectarines, some apricots, some apples, some grapes. And I mean, I normally get regular grapefruit, but you know what? We're here now, so it is what it is. So I want to talk a little bit about overcoming with your mindset. Why it's so important to always be thinking positive, to be thinking about what you want your future to look like, all of those things. Because when you're starting in business, especially as a mom, you tend to think about what is your family lacking from you starting the business. And typically they're not lacking anything, but your mindset tells you that they are, because you're doing something new, right? Something that's taking away attention from your family. This is why it's important to lean into your why. Oh, I have some grapes too, y'all. This is why it's important to lean into your why, so you can change your mindset around why you want to start that business. When I first started out in business years ago, oh, carrots, come on, I forgot about my carrots. And then I'm gonna have to y'all, and this is a cucumber from our garden. That's good. Sadger coming in the building, say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. Put a little ting tang in here. Then after I get through this, we're gonna talk about probably enough. I don't want to make it too. I don't want to make it too tart from the pineapple. I don't want to make it too tart from the pineapple. I don't want to make it too tart from the pineapple. So I think we are good to go. So, like I said, we're going to be talking about mindset, overcoming. Here we go. Overcoming your mindset when you start in business. And I'm going to talk about a little bit of my mindset. What's going on, Aisha? Cover than Mommy Nene. Is it Nene or Nene? I'm going to say Nene. What's one of the biggest challenges you have right now when it comes to starting your business as a mom. I know for me, when I first started out 10 years ago, starting my business as a mom, I felt like I was going to be neglecting my family because I didn't know how to shift from being a mom and a wife to being a business owner. So what ended up happening is, at first, when I first started, y'all, I was all over the place. I was either being a great mom, or I was being a great wife, or I was being a great business owner. And so I felt like something was always lacking when it came to me trying to figure out my business and take care of my household. It was a struggle for many years because sometimes my family would be like, I feel like you're on social media a lot, or I feel like you're in your laptop a lot, or I feel like you're always at a networking event, and I feel like you're this. But then my business bank account would say, you ain't entertaining me because there ain't no money in my bank account. What's up, Marianne? How you doing, Chandler? Welcome in the building. So it was like my bank account was like, you ain't paying attention to me enough when I was focusing on, my family. And so I was like, something got to give. Ooh, I have to do this again. Something has to give, and I got to be able to figure out how to be a business owner and take care of my family at the same time. So it really was me having to overcome a mental shift as well as putting systems in place. I had to put systems in place as well for me to be able to obtain being a business owner along with raising my family. It was extremely hard, no matter what business coach I went to, no matter what programs I took. It made it really hard because at the time, there wasn't a lot of stay-at-home moms trying to figure out how to make money from home. There were people who were doing the farmers market, doing little shops here and there, basically taking a hobby, but they were just doing it whenever they just wanted money versus actually turning it into a business. So I had to figure out what is it that I really want in life and in my business, and what do I need to do as a person to make this successful, right? To make this successful. So what I know, the first thing that it starts with is your mindset. You have to change your mindset when you're going into going from being a stay-at-home mom to a stay-at-home mom who runs a business. You have to change your mindset because the way you show up as a mom is completely different than the way you show up as the boss in your business, right? It's completely different. Typically, in your mom mindset, you show up in a more nurturing, caring type of way, which is okay in that aspect. But when you're showing up as a boss in your business, it is not necessarily that way, okay? It's not necessarily that way. Hold on, y'all. What's up, Fly Spice Diva? Oh, you know what? I just realized I need to try my mix. So it's typically not the same. What's going on, Aisha Covers? And Jane, welcome in the building. So we're talking about overcoming your mind, shifting your mindset, and what you have to overcome to put into perspective being a stay-at-home mom and running a business from home. Because how you show up as in your mom hat is completely different than how you show up in your mom boss hat, right? What are you making? I just finished juicing some right here. I just finished juicing. I had some pineapples that was about to go bad, so I wanted to do that. Some cucumbers from our garden, carrots from my garden, nectarines, apples, grapefruit, apricot. I think that was it. That was it. So I'm about to try. I'm actually about to try some. See what it is. That cucumber is supposed to be really refreshing. I hope I ain't messed it up by putting a whole cucumber in my. Y'all, this is so good. Oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, I was just throwing stuff in there, okay? I don't know no recipe. I don't know no measurements. I just know this is good. So I don't know. I didn't know it was good. So I don't know no recipe. But I want like overcoming and what. Let me put this in the refrigerator. Hold on, because I don't want it to sit out. I remember when I first started out in business, it was so difficult for me to marry the two of being a business owner and taking care of my family. And it was so difficult for me because, of course, it's the unknown, right? SC Kendall, thank you so much for your club entry. Thank you so much for hitting that gift gallery. I appreciate you for sewing into my daily live goals. It was so difficult for me to overcome that because I had never been that before. Like, you're talking about somebody who came straight from the Marine Corps, right? Straight from the Marine Corps into being a stay-at-home mom, and then, oh, by the way, my crazy butt wanted to add being a business owner. Like, girl, where do they do that at? Like, why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you sitting up here trying to, thank you for the FYP, why are you sitting up here trying to do all these different adjustments when all you've ever known is the Marine Corps, and now you want to throw in being a stay-at-home mom, which you've never done, by the way, y'all, never. I had never watched my kids all day, all night, okay? Like, I was used to being gone 8 to 10 hours a day, Monday through Friday. I'm going to tap you up a little. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I know it's been a minute since I've been live. My summer has been crazy with my summer camp in a good way, y'all. In a good way. My summer has been crazy with my summer camp in a good way. My summer camp is growing. It is expanding. I will be adding on more. I'll be adding on like employees and things next summer. So it's really growing, girl. I'm the problem. I'm exhausted. I'm just getting back from a trip. Oh, okay. Listen, trip lag, like jet lag, is a beautiful thing to have, honey. Okay. It is a beautiful thing to have. Okay, I don't know what just happened. Okay. It's a beautiful thing to have. So I hope you have fun on your trip. I hope you have fun on your trip. I was in Costa Rica, North St. Lucia, Chicago. Girl, oh, you was working. Okay, so it wasn't. Okay, Thank you so much for. Okay, word. 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 Thank you for the roses. Not to be confused with the rosa. Thank you so much for the popular votes. I appreciate you. So so when I got out the Marine Corps, it was a big shift because I'd never been with my kids all day. I never really had to get them. I need Club Shay Shay in my life. So listen, we're gonna get back to it. Kids go back to school next week. I'll finally have some time where I can go live during the day. During the summer, between taking my kids back and forth to conditioning, training, practices, and game, and also running my summer camp and getting some sleep in between some of that, I was not able to come live how I was right before the summer started. So I'm getting back. Thank you so much for the TikTok. So I'm getting back into that. And we're gonna slowly roll our way up in there. I take my time, but I will say that I miss you guys, but I also know that my time offline has been amazing because my offline business with another stream of income has grew tremendously. So listen, I am here for it. Okay. So I love it, which is why lately my gratitude and what I've been thanking God for is 13 years ago, I asked God to come on, level 10 in the club. So for those of you who don't know, on Facebook and on YouTube, I have TikTok right here on my phone, as you probably can see in the screen. And what a Fly Spice Diva just leveled up in the room, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for tapping it up. Thank you for sewing into my daily live goals. Thank you for sewing into my gift box. I absolutely appreciate you, and thank you for the comment. I know you're exhausted, so I appreciate you giving me a little bit of your time. I do not take that for granted. So lately, my gratitude to God has been, I am so thankful and I am so grateful that He blessed me with what I prayed for, right? And so when I first started out and I transitioned from the Marine Corps to being a stay-at-home mom, and then my crazy little butt said, oh, let's throw entrepreneurship on top of it like it was going to be easy. When I first did that, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to marry the two. Like I said, when I was one in business, I was engrossed in business. Like that's all I did. Eat, sleep, business. Neglected the house, neglected the kids, all the things, right? And then my family was like, I don't feel like you are taking care of us like we thought because you're focused on this business. And then when I stopped focusing on my business and I started focusing on them, my bank account for my business and my customers and things were like, hello, what's going on? Like, you started me, what's going on? What you just gonna pick me up, put me down? Like, what's going on? What we doing, right? So I had to overcome getting so fixated on one and the other. And I had to start implementing strategies. I had to start implementing systems. I had to do what worked for me because, like I said, coming from the Marine Corps to being a stay-at-home mom, I came from a place that had structure, it had SOP, it had procedures, it had step-by-step, it had guides, it had everything you needed. Like, I didn't have to think about things. It just naturally came to me. They had the books. They was telling you what to do. It was very simple. Follow these guidelines and the mission gets done, right? So when I decided to become a stay-at-home mom, it was so foreign to me. I was like, okay, hold on, wait. How I do this again? What I need to do at the time, my oldest was 7 or 8, and the twins were like 2, going on 3. So like 7 or 8, 2 going on 3. And it was so foreign to me because secret, we best friends, right? We best friends? Okay. I had never taken care of my children by myself without the help of my grandmother who was living with me, which is a whole nother story that we'll talk about on another day. Okay. Who was living with me and who was helping me with the kids to where I did not have to put them in daycare. Oh, by the way, because I couldn't afford it as a single mom with 3 kids. So I couldn't even afford to put them in daycare and before and after school care, because don't think the military getting paid a lot, baby, because we were not. So I was so baffled and so confused. So the first year or so, excuse me, the first year or so was terrible. It was terrible. I mean, I was out there like, oh my God. And so my wife finally sat me down and was like, okay, I know you want to start this business. I'm very supportive of you. She's supportive of everything I do. The only thing she always say is, don't put us in a poorhouse. That's her thing. Just don't put us in a poorhouse, all right? And so that's her thing. Don't put us in a poorhouse. So she's very supportive, right? She's very supportive of everything I do. So she was like, but it's, how can you focus on your business? What can I do to help you, focus on your business, but also, take care of the family? And so I was like, okay, let me take some time to see. In the midst of this, y'all, this where your girl got real crazy. In the midst of this, your girl and her wife decided to have a kid. So not only am I fresh out the Marine Corps, by this time it's almost 2 years, turned into a stay-at-home mom, running the business, and now we're about to get ready and have a kid. It was during that time where I said, you know what, Shay? You already have the tools in you that you need to be successful and make this stay-at-home mom like the bomb and a well-oiled running machine. So I took what I learned from the Marine Corps and I applied it to my home, being a stay-at-home mom, into my business. I created structure, time, planners, baby. A planner know it hate to see me coming because I'm using all pages, all blanks, all the things, because I have a method that I use for my planner. It's a 3-part method. So 1, if you've never planned like this, go ahead. I'm about to tell you how to do it. 1, when you get you a planner, I like to plan out my week on a Sunday. So I take my planner and over in the note section for the week, I just brain dump everything that I want to get done this week. Okay. Everything that I want to get done, I put that down. Then I go high, medium, low priority. Every day I have a high, medium, and a low priority. Okay. I take what I brain dump and I add it in the high, medium, low priority. I only do 1 high, 1 medium. I may do 2 lows. It just definitely depends. Okay. And then within that, I incorporate mommy mode, big CEO mode, and house mode. Okay. So those are the different modes that I use, and that's how I plan out my week. I mean, the structure and the beautiful thing on that, prayer warrior, welcome in the building, has been amazing. So I was like, okay, the Marine Corps didn't fail me. I have the tools that I need. Hey, friend, I have the tools that I need to create being a stay-at-home mom and running a business. So the one thing I had to overcome was I had to understand that A lot of things that we're looking for, thank you for your club entry, a lot of things that we're looking for is already in us. I had to overcome being so fixated on one thing and start prioritizing and implementing systems, which what I just said, high, medium, low, mommy mode, CEO mode, house mode, right? So I had to implement systems and structure that work for our household. Then we start having family meetings. Once I realized the Marine Corps instilled a lot of great values in me, I stopped focus on the negative of the things that happened to me in the Marine Corps and start focusing on the positive things that happened that I learned in the Marine Corps and that built me and that shaped me and that really honestly helped me build the empire that I have. Lisa in the building, that helped me build the empire that I have. So my overcoming of that is what taught me how to be this bomb business person that you see, who runs a whole household while running a business out of my home around my family's crazy, chaotic schedule. Okay? Because if you're a sports mom, thank you so much for sharing it out. If you're a sports mom, you already know. Entertain any mom that does any kids who have extracurricular activities, all of that, you already know that thing be eating up our time, right? And then on top of birthday party, PTA meeting, back to school function, this play, this game, that practice, everything in between, you still can run a successful business, but it's all about your systems, your strategies, and where and how to set it up. That is why I created the Mom CEO University, because I am sharing everything that I've learned over the last 10 years. So you do not have to start at square one. You don't. All of the things that I have overcome and that had built me into the bomb CEO, my ad. Prayer Warrior Princess says time is priceless. It absolutely is. And lately, like I said, I've been in gratitude of thanking God for answering a prayer that I said 13 years ago. My prayer was I wanted to be able to be home with my kids, put them on and off the bus, show up to function and have my bills paid without having to worry about how it's going to get done. And he made that happen. Thank you so much for sewing into my daily live goal. And he made that happen. Then along the way, I was like, I would love to be able to have memories with my kids and not have to be so budget tight. Right? Yesterday or the day before, I talked about how I used to rob Peter to pay Paul. I used to put my account in the negative just to buy school supplies, just to buy school clothes, just to put gas in the car, just to even entertain. What's up, NYC, MOS? Just to be able to put gas in the car. And I was active duty doing this. So don't think that because you're active duty that you get paid a lot. Sometimes you just don't. And by the way, I was probably mismanaging my money too, but we ain't gonna tell nobody on that one. Thanks so much for the finger heart. So the fact that he blessed me and fulfilled his promise, I have just been in such gratitude because I've been able to take the kids shopping and not have to worry so much about swiping the card and knowing that it's going to go through, all because I'm using my skill, gifts, and talent. Thank you so much for the dolphin, my skill, gifts, and talent that he instilled in me. So when I talk to moms and they're like, but I want to start a business, but I don't exactly know what to start. You already know there is something that you do that is so bomb that people want it. They keep coming to you. They're asking for it. It's a recipe that you made. Maybe you don't want to give them your family recipe. You might can moderate it a little bit. and make it different, right? There is, maybe you crochet. Listen, I've been trying to learn how to crochet for a long time. It's just not my thing. It's somebody's thing, okay? Maybe you love numbers. Maybe you love cleaning. Maybe you love organizing. Maybe you love creating and making shirts. Maybe you love doing social media. Maybe you can sit there and delete a million emails, old emails from someone email box. Like, there is something that you can do that someone wants and will pay for. And if you're not exactly sure, that's when you sit down and you think about it, because it's in you already. You know it is. There's this dream that you've been wanting to do for a long time. You know, that dream that you had before you had kids or right at the beginning, it's starting to come back up and you're like, oh my God, how do I do it? It all starts with system and strategy and trusting in yourself. Once I realized I had all the tools and things inside of me, it was so up from there. It was so up from there. I didn't even have to worry about it. Like, it was just been absolutely beautiful. It has been absolutely beautiful. So I'm so grateful and so thankful that my prayers from 13 years ago was answered. I've been in such a gratitude place to God and saying just thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because there's times I thought he left me, but he didn't. And so I just been in such a gratitude, humbling place. And I love looking back at my past and go, wow, right? I've overcome so much. And I feel like, and this is how like I think about it. You overcome things so much that and you move on to the next thing that you don't even take the time to think about the stuff that you overcome. He is so faithful. The stuff that you overcame, you be like, I did go through that and come out of that, huh? Man, or something to spark up a memory, and you'll be like, I remember when XYZ, and then you look at the your present and you're like, I did not think I was gonna make it out of that, but I did. So today I want to leave you with this. Look back on your past, not for woulda, shoulda, coulda, I wish I would have done things differently. No, that's not what we're doing. Look back on your past and write down 10 things that you are so grateful that you overcame. Write down 10 things that you, when you look back, you're like, wow, I am so thankful and so grateful and so appreciative that I overcame this, right? When we think about what God has done, it gives us faith for today. Amen and amen and amen. Because listen, I am so grateful and thankful. I am not where I was 13 years ago. Okay? Thank you, God, for pulling me through. And sometimes, y'all, he had to pull me through. I wasn't just walking. He had to